Hey guys, this is Rachel Feldman. I am so pumped, so excited, so thrilled to be kicking off the Spring Done For You programs 2018. I'm also excited to be talking to you tonight about how to master video marketing when you are an introvert. And why did I pick this subject? You might be like, what is that all about? If anyone knows me, I talk about this a lot on Facebook. I'm very verbal about it. I appear like an extrovert, but I am massively an introvert. My biggest fear when I graduated from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, so if any of you have gone there, drop a 1 in the comment, is that they were like, groups, group coaching, woo! And I was like, no, no, no. I was so petrified. I was so scared. I wanted to do one-on-one. That was really like my excitement. But I knew there was only so much time in the day. I had little kids. And I knew also to reach the masses, I really needed to get over that. So I started shooting videos and I didn't even have them listed as public. I just started shooting videos because I knew I had to get over my fear of speaking. If I started to speak in public, like at an event, anything, and I was in commercial real estate before, my eye would twitch, I would get nervous, I would be sweating under my armpits, and I would just be babbling. And so my biggest fear was, how was I going to grow a business? The other thing about me is when I decided to enroll in the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, I was living in Philadelphia, which was where I was born and pretty much raised and knew everyone. So I, of course, while I was in school, was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to connect with this chiropractor, this acupuncturist, this yoga studio. I had it all planned. Well, lo and behold, and the long story short is this. We ended up losing pretty much everything in near the crash of the stock market with my husband's business. And also my husband had really bad skin issues called psoriasis. We had done everything, and it was one of not just my own multiple diagnosis of autoimmune, but it's also one of the reasons I wanted to go to school was to kind of, figure out also for him. We had so many great people helping us, him, our family. But as you know, for many of you, you didn't go to school to learn about superfoods. You could have gotten that in a book. You went to school because there was your own health issue or somebody in your family or your child, or you grew up watching your parents, whatever your story was or is, that's why you went. So we ended up making a real lifestyle decision move. We said, okay, well, we've lost everything. We have to sell our home. Where are we going to move? And we knew that being in the sun was really great for my husband's skin. And so we took a leap of faith. It was really stressful. It was also when a lot of my health issues just went from like a 50 to about a 250. We all know, stress and everything can do that. But I moved to Florida where I knew nobody. And I tell you this because I didn't build a list when I was in school. Drop a 2 if you always heard, build your list, build your list, build your list. I was literally just, in school, taking it in and taking care of my babies. Because when I entered school, my second child, her name is Sammy, was about 6 months old. So when I moved here, I knew nobody. I knew nada. I was scared to go to networking events. I didn't have the time to do that anyway because Sammy was home and Max was just starting Montessori school. So I think that's very similar to a lot of you because a lot of you work 9 to 5s or you have children or you're taking care of a spouse. So if that's the case, drop a 3 in the comments. And I tell you this story only because I've been there. And I think a lot of people, especially coaches, you don't see that online. You see me now, you see the site I have now. You didn't see the site I had that was crappy. You didn't see me struggle with tech. You didn't see me without a team or a virtual assistant. Some of you have known me for a long time, and you bought the first Done For You program that I had, but most of you didn't know that story. And that story, as I was as scared as all of you, that story is that I questioned everything, just like many of you. And it wasn't until year 1 of making 13,000, year 2 of making 27,000, which pretty much covered some bills, and Max and Sammy starting to go to Montessori. It just wasn't enough because I support my family financially. And it wasn't until one of my neighbors who was a client said to me, "Oh my goodness, I'm doing this 21-day detox. I'm so excited." And I turned to her and said, "I could have helped you with that." By then I had gone to my first detox school, which now there's 4. And I said, "I could have helped you." And she's like, "Oh, it's so easy. It's just like mapped out here in all the recipes." And it was at that moment sitting in my office here, it occurred to me. People don't just hire us for like 2 15-minute sessions. People don't hire us just for handouts. People hire us because there is a system for success. There is what we call the hero journey. So I'm going to talk a lot about the hero journey tonight. So I want you, even before we continue, to really think about your story. Where were you 20 years ago, 15, 10, 5, 3, 2, 1? Where are your clients? Do you know their pain points? Did you know yours? Could you right now just say, "These were my pain points"? And so at that moment, it was really the beginning of my practice, because I started creating programs. And within, I would say, a few months of creating that first program that I put on my site, I got phone calls from the Boca Raton magazine. I got asked to do an interview. I got all of these opportunities that I never seeked out, but the one thing that did was to build authority. Now, let me just make a note right here that you guys all need to hear, and something you do not hear, it's something I just don't think you're being told, is that the market of what was many years ago is not what it is today. Things are flooded, which means you have to set yourself apart. And what sets yourself apart, because everyone has a program. Drop a 4 if you agree with that. Back years ago, no one had an opt-in freebie. No one had a program. I mean, like, people were just like, "Hey, you want to come to my Sugar Blues workshop?" But now it's different. So what makes it different from somebody to hire Susie over here to Cecily? It makes it different because Susie's story and Cecily's story is totally different. Cecily will be more successful with the same program and the same exact business if she can tap into her niche, her story, the pain points, the human connection that people really need to hear. And if she's visible. Before I go any further, and I promise I will end with this, and we'll get into the presentation. How many of you are opening emails? Raise your hand if you're opening emails these days. I mean, I have the ones that I still open. You know, and then also the other thing is, how many of you also are struggling for the ones that you do want to open, that they just are, you know, by the time you wake up, by the time you're doing your busy life, you're at 9 to 5, or you come home and your kids have soccer or activities or tutor or project, or you're taking care of your parents, that you're like, oh, I'm 300 deep, right? Or you check the spam folder and you're like, woo, didn't even know that was there. So you have to be visible in a different way. This isn't just about going online This is about getting visible. And the reason, and I didn't even know I was doing this, I became a international coach. So I expanded just out of my backyard, is because of those videos that I eventually had the courage to hit public instead of unlisted or private. So with that said, I want to introduce you. I want to welcome you. I want to say you're home. You're not alone. But you do have to, say, I can do it, because there is somebody, and my first coach said this to me. She used to say, Rachel, it's not about you. That's number one. Number two, is there somebody like you suffering right now? I say that, and I know that to be true, because every time we withhold our story, every time we say, I shouldn't say this business coach told me that's too much, people are going to think I'm stupid, oh, I feel like an imposter, I didn't get my stuff fixed, so I can't really help. No, wrong. Stop. None of that's true. You are able to help people 100%. So with that being said, let's get down to business. Bear with me as I pull up our presentation. Okay, so here we are. Doors are open. If you want to go and see, the programs at www.yourhealthcoachbiz.com, because this is Your Health Coach Biz. Hit me up in the chat box. Hit me up with questions that you desire to be answered in the Q&A, okay? For those of you also who got your codes or you got an email, please check that, all that good stuff. For those of you who are on this webinar, I will just say it, and I will continue to say it. The code, which is a 15% on full pay, is BOSS15, BOSS 15. That is a coupon, 2 weeks, kind of like an early bird special. It ends the day after my birthday, which is 3/29/18 at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So let's just get down and dirty, okay? Who am I? I'm a business coach. I am a detox specialist. We heard where I went to school, all of that. Someone saying, what details on the school did I attend? I attended a school by Natalia Rose. I attended the Wild Rose College of Natural Healing. I attended level 1 and level 2 with Dr. Morse. And then I did another detox certification, but I didn't find it to be extremely valuable. But that is for. But I consider level 1 and level 2 at Dr. Morse's pretty intense. And then the health coach, the 6-figure international health coach, I will tell you that happened because it's not that I was, charging these high ticket items. I just was really smart, meaning I had low hanging fruit. I had a 3-tier work with me. So I had different levels of working with me. Even before people were talking about this, I made sure that I was working offline, online, partnering with gyms, partnering with, spas, juicing places. I just made sure that I had a healthy business. And I made sure that my one-on-one was very robust at the same time that I was also really making sure that my offline and my online, detox programs were bringing in enough for me. So what are we going to learn? We're going to learn how to rock a live stream when you're an introvert, how to use live stream to build your authority when nobody knows you're even a health coach, how to unleash the power of viral video marketing with the exact headlines. And plus, we're going to talk about the Done For You programs and also who they specifically are for, meaning what kind of coach. So Introvert 101. If you're scared to speak on a live, and so I'm going to keep these basic because I do have an entire video marketing ebook and live stream guide. And that is like 30 pages. But when I thought about tonight, I wanted you to have real concrete tools that you could think about right away. So if you're scared to speak on a live, you're like, you don't want to go on and be like, here, hit live. Then I want you to start with shooting on QuickTime or your phone or iMovie, or, you know, if you have a PC, I don't have a PC, but if you have a PC, to just shoot from your camera and to talk to that camera. I want you to focus on, my name is, I work with people who are struggling, and don't do that dogmatic pitch. Who does that pitch where you feel like you're a robot? You're like, I work with people who have, and there. Of course, you need that kind of platform for, I work with people who struggle so that they can, and then they will. But I want you to really dive into it. I work with women who are struggling with, you know, hormone imbalances. They've lost their hair. They feel tired. They've gained weight. They have poor sex. They have, you know, non-existing sex drive. And I developed a 3-step process, one that worked for me. So I've dedicated my entire business to helping these women thrive. New line, are you this woman? Yes, you are. So I want you to start speaking into this video and then give them 3 tips. What are the 3 tips? Is it fat? What did you need to do? What was your hero journey? Write that down now. Is it hormones? Is it neat? What is the niche? Is it digestion? Is it detox and cleansing? What is your main niche? What are the main issues that you're helping somebody with, and why? What did they need to know from you? What did you have to go through? And it doesn't mean it needs to be everything. And it may not be you that went through it. It may be that you watched somebody. What steps did you watch them take? For example, if your parent had diabetes, what steps did they have to take? Were you a part of that journey? That is the hero journey that you experienced. So if you're scared to speak, then use one of the done for you programs. So if you wanted to do a live, or you wanted to do a pre-recorded video, you want to start speaking, you know, hey, when I had gut issues, you know, one of my biggest solutions is this amazing kombucha. Let me talk to you about like the 4 to 7 different kombuchas you see and how to figure out which is the one you like. Or let's talk about probiotic rich drinks in this live. So actually have a very distinct topic and have one that feeds into your hero journey or feeds into that polling that you're trying to do. How many of you have launched a program and you heard crickets? You realized that it was maybe not the right program, maybe not what your people needed, maybe it was the wrong message. The great thing is, through the power of lives, you can hack that because you can find out what people want. Secondly, how many of you have noticed a change in Facebook algorithms? Raise your hand. I know I have. Even Facebook is suggesting for you to do Facebook Lives. Now, I would say that, yes, a combination of a Facebook ad and a Facebook Live, that's a powerhouse combo, but I didn't have the money, you know, or I chose not to invest my money in Facebook ads until a few years ago when Facebook really changed. So think about doing a video, take it into the kitchen. Get a nice little tripod, have your phone, put it sideways this way, and show people how to make a quick meal in less than 15 minutes. How many of you are shocked when somebody you see says, how do you make just a really healthy meal? Because when I did groups, mom groups, people would always say to me, can we just come to your kitchen? Or can you just take us shopping? So great, do a live, you're going shopping. How do you shop on those outer aisles? And if you do go into the inner aisles, what are you getting? You could even do something like the probiotic challenge and do a live on all your top probiotics and make it a series and then repurpose. Now, how many of you with the emails that I asked sometimes question, is a copywriter writing this? Even on social media, you think, is a social media person writing this copy, or is the person actually doing this? The beauty with video is people hear you, they see you, and they begin to trust you. Because that is where you identify with somebody. So I want you to even think about, how do you buy? Do you buy just off of the first time that you see something? Or do you buy the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth? I guarantee that you, just like every coach who ever has contacted me, says, I have watched every one of your YouTube videos. So again, make the decision tonight. If you're scared to do lives, I want you to start doing pre-recorded. You can still upload those to Facebook, but you can upload those to Vimeo. Do a PowerPoint presentation with one of our new gut and sugar workshops, which you'll see at www.yourhealthcoachbiz.com. And the great thing about that is you're educating. People are so sick. Please drop a 5 in the comment. If you feel that people are so sick of being like, here, sign up for this freebie, sign up for this, sign up for this, sign up for this. So instead, if you come out and say, guys, you know what? Meet me in this free group that I have. I am going to be doing an entire workshop on how to still eat chocolate and stop having sugar cravings, or how to, understand what it really means to have good gut health so you can lose weight. And then people start to what? They're like, wow, she or he, that was really amazing to have that education. I want to what? Send a personal message. I want to what? Or you do this offline. Or you do this as a pre-recorded video. Again, the biggest thing is you getting seen. Video, pre-recorded, or live. It's just one of my favorite quotes. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. How many of you get excited thinking about coaching and get really depressed when you see people that you know are dying of disease and everything? So you want to really think about, what do you need to be sharing? So this person's name was not Amy. And I talked about this on a Facebook Live today. But I saw a person who had done one of my video marketing challenges. Didn't have a list. Nobody knew this person. And I hear this all the time. They're trying to sell a program, trying to do a retreat with almost zero list, trying to sell a very high ticket, work with me with a zero list. You have to build authority first. So Amy did not have a list. Had no list. She didn't have any followers, but Amy had a story. So what she started to do is, I told her, write down the live streams you're going to do. She decided to, and it's about consistency when you're online. She decided she would, every Thursday at 12, go and do a Facebook Live and announce 2 hours before on her personal page that she was going live. And again, you can choose to go live. Maybe it's on your personal. You don't want, if it's on your personal, to be like, buy this, buy this, buy this. Save that for your business page. Facebook does not like that. But if you're doing it on your personal page, share about your own journey. Because the majority of the people you know are clearly on your friends list. So she shared her journey. She also showed cooking classes. She also showed how she was making food. She also showed her day. She also gave a CTA. She would do the live and then she would come back and edit that and say, here, click to download this. This is a free detox. Or this is a free program. It was always, or under the comments, here, download this. This is, something free, or join my group. She would also repurpose the live and uploaded it to YouTube. And again, uploading it, naming it, like how to make a smoothie or whatever she was making, how to make, protein balls in less than 5 minutes by Amy, last name, health coach Amy. So that when somebody searches health coach, and then what she would do from YouTube, she would share that. You see the share button on YouTube. The second thing after that is I would encourage her always to take that to a blog. So you take the HTML and then you can share that even more. Then if you want to boost that, great, boost that. So what started happening? Amy got PMs about her one-on-one coaching, her programs, because she was building authority. So the question is, which I always say, can you be Amy? Of course you can. Can you do what any other successful coach, and many of you are successful already, but you want to up level. You want more of that. You want more streams of income within your business. So you're thinking, how can I get seen and heard and known in different ways? Or how can I attract a different buyer? So you unleash the power. You create a video for your niche. And many of you have what? You have your main niche and then you have your sub niches. Sometimes your sub niche is a more powerhouse marketable niche. My soul niche was digestive health and it was cleansing. But underneath that always came weight gain or weight loss. That became the more powerful marketable niche and more of the money maker. And the reason that people would come to me, or autoimmune. So I always partnered with other people because autoimmune just gets, it gets hairy. We all know that. So you create a video for your niche. Bonus is that for some of you who are at that next level, great, do that on a success page, a landing page. Create a series with a follow-up, with an email follow-up, a funnel, a soap opera sequence, or anything. For those of you that feels overwhelming, just stick with the video. It's about people seeing you. How many of you drop a 6 in the comment if you feel overwhelmed by like the word funnel and all this stuff that you see on Facebook, so you just don't do anything. You just sit there in overwhelm. You don't even open up a Dropbox. You just are like, okay, stop, right. We're gonna just, every time you're gonna do that, you're gonna hear me go, stop. So what I want you to think about is for that person, for you, you're just sharing your story. Just sharing from David Wolf and Raw for Beauty and all these things. It's enough. It doesn't give somebody an idea of who you are. It just shows what you like. It doesn't show your hero journey. That's why people hire you. And that's what most people are not talking about. Everyone's like, create your signature program, or what's your gateway. But I hire you, and then I buy the program. The program or the programs or the foundation of your business or your 3-tier work with me or opt-ins, or maybe you're not at the place where you've created 3-tier work with me. It's like the house that you see me in. That's it's the foundation. It's the brick and mortar. But it's you that people buy. That's just, like I said, your website or the programs is just, that's what the foundation's built on. But you actually have to be the one. So you could have a landing page that has a different video series that really leads them through a story. Use that video on a blog or use it as a landing page for a Facebook ad. And also, just sorry to cut myself off. If there's questions that you need me specifically to answer because I can't scroll up the comments so much, please pop them in the Q&A box. That would be awesome. Replay will be available 100%, probably by tonight. Then share the video on LinkedIn. I mean, this is where you become like the sharer of all sharers. Just, look, LATER later, Instagram, just shared like automatic push Instagram. So there is no reason, as busy as anyone is, that you should not be scheduling even videos, or that you should not be doing little videos or stories, but you share that video on LinkedIn, Pinterest. Pinterest is so coming back, guys, because we're visual. And Facebook, just to tell you some cyclical stuff, every time there's an election, Facebook goes, because it gets noisy, no matter who's elected, right? We saw the same thing 4 years ago. Facebook algorithms changed significantly. So you want to don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't master every platform. That becomes exhausting. But share on LinkedIn, Pinterest. People are visual. Google Plus. Make sure you know your hashtags. Twitter, just connect it to your Facebook unless you are really a Twitter pro. Have a solid CTA. Make sure you're clear on what the win is. I talked about this in my business mastermind today, which if any of you are programmed out, but you feel just hella confused, that's the place that you should definitely look, and that's on yourhealthcoachbiz.com too. You want to have a solid CTA. That means, what is the win? Where are you taking them to? A CTA is a call to action. So that could be like, hey, come for a free strategy session. Or that could be, hey, join my free group. We're doing a 5-day challenge next week. Or that could be, hey, I'm doing a giveaway. Make sure you sign up here. Have a call to action, but know what it is and know why. Don't just throw those darts hoping for a win. Everything, you don't want to go so strategic that you lose that ability to humanize. How many of us have made that mistake? We're like so in the spreadsheet, that we step away from our business. So really step in. Make sure you're clear. What do you want that person to get out of this video? What do you want them to understand from you? Make sure you have a call like, visit my website, download this gift, join my free group, sign up for this giveaway. And again, always think, what are they learning? Where am I taking them? What is the journey? Go viral. So let's nail down your biz, all right? This is always, when I think about funnels can be up and down, but really this is your business funnel. Free discovery that comes from an opt-in, webinar, challenge, giveaway. And you're leading them to what? It's either a free discussion, maybe it's a paid program, maybe it's a masterclass, maybe it's a low-hanging fruit. I did this the other day. Say you buy one of the workshops, or you even buy a program, right? And you're like, wow, I'd really love to use this in my one-on-one, but I would also want to make some money online, but maybe I'm not ready to launch a program. So you buy maybe the grain-free seasonal detox, or you buy the ketogenic program, or you buy the 21-day clean eating, sugar program, any of those. Or maybe the anti-aging jumpstart. And you're like, I want to do a class on this. Take out some of it and turn that into a master class. If it's one of those short 7-day programs, you could even say, here's a master class, $97, 2-hour master class, you get the whole program. That could be the 7-day sugar cleanse. That could be the anti-aging restart. And then all of a sudden, $97 and your goal is 20. You made $1,940. Maybe you don't feel confident enough to be at 97 yet. You want to charge 57 and your goal is 20. 1,140. Raise your hand if you would like to make that money. And repurposing this same program in multiple ways. How many of you would love to have a super fun woman or, guy day? Guy day, I always did the paleo program, which you see, which is different from the seasonal detox. Okay, both are grain-free. But I would have a girl day, a retreat day. And I did this with an acupuncturist here and a belly dancer. We charged $197 for the day. We had 25 women, $4,925. And I gave them what? A program. So see how there's so many things that you can do? That's close to $5,000 for the day. The place that we rented was $400. It was a really cool place. And of course, I gave money to the people that helped, but I, of course, kept the majority of it because I put it all together. For some of you, it might even be VIP days. So don't think that the programs are just about online. This is about the ability to have ring, ring, ring. Hello. Oh yeah, it's so glad that we're talking. I know that you had, when you filled out the request to have this talk, that you said you're having A, B, and C issues. I had those too. It was really exhausting. I was tired. I had no energy. So this is a good thing of what it's like to work with me. I have a boatload of different programs in my vault. And this is exactly what I used to say to people. I'm not here to tell you what to eat, how to eat it, how many calories, how many sugars, how many carbs, also because I live in Florida. So I don't say that stuff anyway. And I don't believe that either. And I would say, but I'm here to help you have this aha moment, and you will when you work with me, because we're going to see, and you're going to food diary, and you're going to see how you feel. And you're going to see how you feel, what depletes you, what energizes you, all this different great stuff. By the end of the conversation, I had like an 80% conversion rate. And the only other 20% was because people couldn't afford me, which was why I started doing low-hanging fruit, low-cost programs, do-it-yourself programs. And guess what would always happen with that cheap do-it-yourself? Somebody would say, wow, I really love this. I had to change. I would love to have a one-on-one session with you. How many times has that happened for you? Raise your hand. If you bought something that was like $7, $20, and you're like, wow, this person's really good. You just it's not even impressed. You were just like, wow, that was like over delivery 101. I love it. So Belinda, was one of those coaches who bought years ago. And I always think of her because she had just come out of school. She bought Revitalize. She launched her business. She had a cute launch party even at her house, and she made $7,000 in Aussie money. And she just would literally say to me, like, I can't even believe this, Rachel. I cannot believe that I'm making money and I see all these coaches not. What she did right was she really tapped into her niche. Her niche were women. Her niche were women who had like forgotten about themselves and started gaining weight, were exhausted, knew how to put the baby's bag together, but nobody was putting their baby bag together. So I always think of her because I think there's not a coach that has like this special magic bullet. You just have to really tap in. And she did a lot of pre-marketing. Now, for all of you who are listening to this tonight, you're going to listen to this in the next few days, you're being smart. It's not that anyone's stupid. Being smart meaning that you're thinking about your business. Right now in the US, people are thinking about what? Taxes, and kids are on spring break. Even if you don't have kids, energetically into the world, and raise your hand if you agree, everyone's kind of like, oh, kids are on spring break, and kind of there's a different energy always in the world. So people are not thinking right now about doing a program. And then what happens? Passover comes, Easter comes, and then it's game on. And guess what everyone's thinking about? They're thinking about losing weight. They're thinking about getting into a bathing suit. They're thinking about Memorial Day weekend. They're thinking about Mother's Day. They're thinking about the summer. So that's why you thinking about your business and doing what Belinda did, and the other coaches who always have success, is to pre-market, is to think about the story. What is the story you're telling from now until you launch? Because that's really the secret sauce. So we have new and trending programs. I always say trending because I look and not only what is out there and trending and key for you guys, but also what I've needed to do. I needed to do the ketogenic way of life because, sorry, I'm just looking, because when my autoimmune was certifiable and it was insane, my acupuncturist, one of my acupuncturists said to me, I think that you've got to do this. And I was like, what? I had never heard of it. I didn't know anything. I just knew that I was told my A1C which was interesting because my blood sugar, I thought, was always fine because it was fine fasting. But the moment I ate, skyrocketed, like high 100s, even in 200s. I was having edema. I was having all these health issues. And that was when all my health issues were just catapulting, which is not uncommon for people. When I interviewed Uriel Kime, he actually said the same thing to me. And I remember going, okay, I'm not alone. Like, okay, I eat healthy. I'm not alone. Okay. But when I started being put on this, and then I worked with somebody else because it was confusing for me at the time, brand new, like, what is this? I reset my body. And the beautiful thing about now, because somebody had asked me, is this great for weight loss? Look at the work of Terry Walls. Look at the work of Mark Sisson. Look at the work of Dave Asprey. He has this bulletproof. Everyone is talking ketogenic. Then you hear the word keto-ish, and that's more of what I am now. Some people stay ketogenic all the time. Everyone does it for a different reason. I will tell you, my energy, since I wrote this, I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to keto, and then a keto-ish day, then keto. And I feel freaking great. Even my husband today was like, wow, you just look like you have so much energy. So that's an unbelievable program, especially for women. And again, I'm not making a claim. I'm just telling you what I read, what I see, what I know, especially for women who are plateauing with weight, especially for people with autoimmune. There's a myriad of different studies. And again, you always have to look at what appeals and kind of calls into your heart and your soul. Don't buy something that you feel like you would never use. Is the ketogenic program vegetarian? It is not. It actually does say right on the, I'm thinking about putting out one. It's just harder because a lot of vegetarian proteins can be higher in the carbohydrates. So that might be in the keto-ish program that I'm thinking of doing. We have a 21-day clean eating. For any of you that know Elizabeth Ryder, she has her undiet. I've never done it because it's an Asana-based program, and I just didn't want to ever do Asana products. But this is like the no diet, her undiet. This is 21 days of clean eating, habit changing, really takes you through week by week. Then we have our seasonal grain-free detox. What I think is really different about this is that, one, it's grain-free. Two, it is based on an allergy elimination. I wouldn't say it's to the degree of Liz Lipsky or an AIP protocol or anything like that. But this is what I call like clean slate. It's like you're taking somebody back to the basics. How many of us have had a client who says, I don't even know I don't know what makes me feel good. I feel tired all the time. I feel inflamed. I think that I used to say, do you know what foods make you feel good? And they're like, nope. So this was my way, especially when I started getting people coming to me saying, do you specialize in hormones? Do you specialize in a myriad of diseases? I was like, no, I'm just going to start you out with real food, so that you have those aha moments. So they add back in some foods that are some common high allergens. I would say if there's anything, you could compare it to Alejandro Younger, who was a huge inspiration for me many years ago, still is. When I ran this, I extended it actually. I felt that for a lot of people, any change is hard. But I extended it to just make it a month of group coaching. And that's what really worked for me. Or I had it as a do-it-yourself, which was really nice, really inexpensive, and a nice gateway. We also have an essential oil detox. This is compliant. This is a detox based on the teachings of doTERRA. This is not for any other oil company. We do have other programs that are non-oil company specific, but I've been wanting to work on this for a long time. And finally, we are here. I did reach out to doTERRA. I did tell them what I was doing. And they were like, great, we're so excited. So it's really, really exciting. You can buy a single license or you can buy a multi-user. Single, if it's just you, clearly. Multi, if you want to pass it down to your downline. So it's a really sweet opportunity. You don't have to make the decision if you feel like, would I need a multi? Because if you decide that you need to upgrade, you can, you can later on. The code again is BOSS15, BOSS 15. Not a big B, all small. Stephanie is saying, is the grain-free detox dairy-free? Everything is, it's vegetarian until we get to those last 4 days. So we could be adding in like dairy, you could be adding in wheat. When I did it, so actually it's not just, I'm correcting Amy for a second. It's not big BOSS, it's all small BOSS, guys. When I would do it, I had a lot of people who never added back in foods. I have a bunch of clients who just make it a 2-week detox or make that an optional part. So if you don't want to add back in the dairy, or it's really easy to just say, we're adding in maybe another high allergen food like soy, but something like that. We also have a blog package, really exciting, 60 blogs and 30 images. I don't know who wouldn't in their right mind buy this, because we actually put in attribution-free pictures. I really thought this season about things that you guys are missing. I wanted to put out, programs as always, and we'll get into looking at the programs and some of our favorites. And I do encourage you to look at the sales pages and see which are vegetarian, which are vegan. More of our signature and our mega programs, we most often will do 2 recipe guides. But like paleo or paleo and grain-free program, that's omnivore. Ketogenic, 21-day clean eating. 21-day reset is vegan and omnivore. Sugar is vegetarian and omnivore. Thyroid is a grain-free program. So please, if you have questions very specifically on the kind of food, feel free to just ask away, or even after this, I'm more than happy to hop on the phone with anybody. We also have some of our faves. I think when I talk about niche, and I think this is what I really want you guys to understand, is that for each one of you, there are going to be niches that are for the masses. Like sugar repair, I think, is for the masses. Any one of these programs, because of the way that we have done these strategically for you, is we take them through a hero journey. The detox is all one, ebook. We have the 21-day clean eating is all one ebook, but a lot of the larger ones like gut and sugar repair, adrenal, thyroid, revitalize are broken down into different ebooks. So if you wanted to shorten a program, you could. If you wanted to use this in your one-on-one for a 6-month program, for a 3-month program, you could. If you wanted to just pull out one of the ebooks, you totally could. Someone saying, what's the difference between the 7-day sugar repair, sugar cleanse? 7-day sugar cleanse is more of like a short opt-in. It's not the girth and it's not the girth of one of our main programs. But as you know, sometimes that's great for like a challenge. That's great for a nice gateway. It's great to take somebody through, or for people who feel really busy and overwhelmed. Sugar repair is a 6-week program. That is like your home run program for people. And for a lot of you who have niches like disease prevention, or maybe it's autoimmune, but you don't really want to get into the gut area, sugar, I think, is a great one. Or if you're looking at phasing people into keto, you could even look at like we have the system, which is the ketogenic system, and all the systems on our homepage, which give you a 15% off the entire system, even if you do a payment plan. or you can contact us for a specific product to be made. But if you wanted to take somebody through a journey, like even always think for yourself, if you want to take somebody through like, here, start at the grain-free detox or start at paleo, then go to sugar, then go to the ketogenic program. It's just taking them through that journey that may not feel as like tough for them to do or as harsh. And that also could be your 3-tier work with me. So again, here's the code. It's BOSS15. I love this. It was by a coach. Her name is Francesca. I've watched her just like I have the pleasure of watching every coach grow, but I watch some coaches go from like zero list to being in magazines, zero list to being on TV, zero list to running retreats. And so it's like super exciting. And Francesca was one of those people. And I found this actually today when I was just putting this PowerPoint together. But I think it's just such a testimony to the fact that we really do try with the different programs. Of course, there's an overlap. There's only so much that I can explain of a probiotic. And I do include that in all of our programs. There's a mind, body, and soul component. Even in easy weight loss, it's not just about the weight loss. It's what is emotionally eating you. Cynthia Pasquarello is one of my favorites. My inspirations, as you will see on the homepage, every book that I've ever read, and I'm a book junkie, a research junkie, every book, every person that ever inspired me, I thought, wow, wouldn't it be great if we as coaches had something we could brand? And also all of our stuff comes in Word. So it's not in PowerPoint. You can chop it, you could cut it, you can use it for, handouts, classes, content, anything. The first 250, this is an unbelievable book. It actually takes somebody through a little 5-day challenge. So if you're like, what do I drip out to get, somebody, or what do I give as a free gift? Or even an opt-in like, hey, this is all about the inner love. You want to get your autoimmune better? Focus here first. This is for the first 250. You get a cover, you get a handout, affirmations, get this cool book, social media images, and you even get a collage. So it's pretty amazing. I always love giving those for gifts. Sweetens everything. So we're going to start looking at the program soon, but it's BOSS15. You could pretty much say this is a 2-week opportunity for you to use this discount code. Like I said, unless you buy the system has those codes already taken off. So the 15%, whether it's payment plan or full pay. VIP, I have a lot of people ask me, if you see on VIP that there's something missing, we can make a VIP package for you. Again, we have 15% that on everything. You can include the blog package, or you can include an opt-in freebies. Just ask me and we will make a special, product for you. Let me get down to some of the questions. What are the protein choices? Carolyn, we actually do it so it is vegetarian. The detox, yes, it is dairy free until the last part. We do have in the recipe guide, it actually says how the basics of how to make salmon, how to make chicken, how to make lentils. But if you need to look at the recipe guide, and we will even do that in a few seconds, I'm more than happy, because I know recipes and that kind of stuff is really important for people. Sandy's saying, can you tell us more about the thyroid program? I also had a functional medicine practitioner write that program with me because I wanted to make sure that that was perfect information. The thyroid program is, I wouldn't say, and I don't believe, and this is just me, I don't believe that there's any one program that fixes everyone. I think that's the beauty of being a coach, is that we give information and that person is armed with the information they also need when they go to see their doctor, when they go to see their practitioner, when they go to their acupuncturist, when they go to their naturopath. You know, for me, with my thyroid, it was getting off grains. It was detoxing my body. So it wasn't just focusing on the thyroid, because the adrenal is the mommy to the thyroid. So I really needed to work on that first. And then I started to be able to really work on my thyroid and get it to a point that it was, you know, where it is finally now. But the nice thing about the thyroid program is it gives you the exact information and also the pitfalls of some of the supplements that are suggested. And the same with the adrenal program. It's a very information-based, because I think as coaches, we're not all armed with that information. And even if we do specialize in it, we don't have it, you know, at our fingertips. So let me just, yes, one discount for one program only. Kai's asking, are there duplicative recipes across programs if we buy more than one? I would say chia pudding can only be made a certain way. So we try not to duplicate. Sometimes, you know, there might be a salad and it's not because we copy over a program. It's because, like, I'll just have an idea of, like, oh, cauliflower mash, because it's just fun and it's easy and it's simple. But we try not to do duplication of recipes, because your clients wouldn't like that. All the recipes are tested. I've worked with a chef for 5 years. They're all tested. I actually come up with the recipes with the chef, and we test everything to make sure that it works, and that they work and that they also taste good. Yes, you can market the recipes tested with a chef, and I used to put that on every sales page, but some coaches got nervous. So again, in the forum, like, you can ask any questions, you know, if, would this be okay? Can you, you know, would it be okay if I said this? So please, you know, don't hesitate. Somebody's saying, what's your input on those products that you get into ketosis without having there with nutrition? Just curious. I know someone who's selling it. I haven't, there's one that I buy that is actually from a company that makes the keto collagen, but I haven't taken any, like, supplement. And I've actually seen that in an MLM where they say you go into ketosis. I know for me, even before I was doing any, taking anything, and, you know, I just more ate the way that I needed to eat to get my body into ketosis. But if you want to send me that link, I'll take a look at it, because there's a bunch of different ones going around. So I just want to make sure it's the correct one. Okay. I have to ask, definitely saying, does Belinda reuse the same program over? I have to ask Belinda. I think she has more programs. That was the first one that she used. For me, and this is an interesting thing to touch on, I never was able to just use the same one program. For example, like the detox that I had, I would have never used that in a gym. I wouldn't have pitched that to corporate, even though I worked corporate. I feel that people, especially when they call or when you're meeting them, have different needs. So I'm not saying that you need to have every program, but I do feel that why would I put somebody on a weight loss program if they had energy issues? Like, some people just don't need to lose weight. I wouldn't put somebody on an adrenal program. I wouldn't put somebody necessarily even on just like a low carb program if that wasn't their issue. I think what made me such a successful coach all the time is that I pivoted to what the client said was their biggest need and their biggest pain point, and I met them where they needed to be met. I had tons of people who come to me wanting to be raw. So I had a raw program. And even in that raw program, I wrote that after teaching at the Raw Food Institute, because I came out of there and I thought, and I teach at Hippocrates too, so it's not like I'm not, and I've been raw myself, but I realized not everyone is meant to be raw. Maybe some people feel that way, but for me, I have really enjoyed being able to have different programs in my arsenal. Different programs to pitch to different places, different programs that could fit, like the yoga studio. I don't think I'd walk into a yoga studio with a paleo program. And I'm not saying that people don't do grain-free. It just, I was able to go in more with like a detox, or one that was like revitalized, one that was, very mindset focused. And so that to me was how I always looked at my business, but everyone's different. Yes, I am saying that you can use any program. You can use any program you buy and make online and offline content or master classes. So why not use the content in any program in multiple ways? I would say day retreats are different. I've seen day retreats, some at like $97. I've seen some at $397. I think that all depends on the cost for your food. It depends where you're having it. So I found that it was really nice, like a sweet spot of like, $197. But again, that depends on like what you're giving. And I know some people who have done day retreats and end up like cooking some of the food with people. So they really make it an interactive retreat. Then they have lunch from that food. Then they do like vision mapping and, kind of a sister circle. So like you can do some really, really cool things with people, or even a 2-day event. Okay, someone's saying, I'm shy about video. My right eye stays at the bridge of my nose without moving, really distracting. I would say wear glasses. I know it sounds like crazy, but if there's a way to get past like our own fears, and it doesn't mean, and the funny thing is, like, we all think somebody's going to look at us weird, but they really don't. And you can even come on video, and I know this is an early question, you can even come on video and be like, hey guys, just letting you know, this is what I have. And you may be looking at my eye like really funny, but, I need to come and share this with you because this is about showing up in life. One of the big things that I always think with Janine Roth is I used to get huge, like really bad edema. Janine Roth had the same thing right before she went on a presentation. And she said to her whole team, cancel this, we're done, I'm not doing this, I'm not. And then she had this moment where she said, how dare I? I'm asking men and women to come before me and to be open and honest and to talk about their weight and to talk about their emotional eating and their binge eating. And yet I'm scared to go on stage. So I always say, take the very things, turn your pain into your purpose. Show people that this is not going to stop you. So I hope that helped. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this. Just bear with me. So somebody's saying, as a lifestyle strategist who collaborates with busy professionals to help stress levels, which is the best program? So give me a second while I stop share, and then we're going to actually go and share into the programs. And then I'm going to be able to cover that right away. Okay, so the question is, let me go to the comment, the chat box. Okay, so I think for busy women, busy professionals, 2 things you always want to think about. So you have a person who's non-committal. Let's just call her Susie, right? Susie is type A personality. Susie doesn't like to be helped. It's not that she doesn't need it. She feels like if someone tries to help her, she's weak. Then you have Karen, which works in the same office. Karen is one of those people where Karen's like, oh my God, I am here to help everyone. I love working in a team. Susan is like off in her own office, never wants to come out. never says yes to lunch. Karen is always with the other girls, correct? So we have both personalities. We could probably map out, when I talk about the psychology of buying with niche, this is what I think about in my brain, like different buyers, different personalities. And then I can even talk about individual programs, first group, and one-on-one. I would think about having a short non-committal program, because Susan is going to be that one who comes to the non-committal program. So you might want to think like, you know, a 7-day sugar cleanse, because I don't know what woman who is not working her tail off, is not adrenal fatigued on some level. So you might want to think like the 7-day sugar cleanse, or you might want to think like the grain-free or paleo program. I wouldn't necessarily do a detox for busy professional women, even though I think it can be pitched that way, and I think that it can be really easy, but sometimes women get really overwhelmed. I do think most busy professional women are addicted to sugar. So I would think that either the sugar or the adrenal program would be a really good fit. So you may want to 3-tier it. What is that system? What are you taking them through? If that person is like, I just need something quick, is it like a reboot? Is it like the paleo program, but you kind of rename it, you know, to be like the busy woman's, you know, reset. And so you really start to think about, what does that woman need? And then, is she addicted to sugar or her adrenal shot? Revitalize, I think, also can be a really great program, I think, for women, because, you know, we are busy. We rarely put ourselves first. We can't make change unless we commit to that. And so, you know, if you are a lifestyle strategist, you know, that's a very like physical approach. The other is that you could say, okay, I'm going to do something like sugar as like the short non-committal, or the anti-aging, which gives you, you know, 7-day suggested meals, but then take them to like mindset makeover. So give me a second as I pull up just the recipe guide, and clearly you can see how many years I've been doing this. Can everyone just see if you can drop a yes in the chat box? That would be great. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So let's go through, let's just show you the recipe guide. Also this season, which is really exciting, I did a toxin report, because I think for coaches included, but especially for people, we don't realize how toxic we are. And we don't realize when we say, my thyroid, my this, my that, I can't lose weight, that so much of it is really our toxin level, between environmental toxins, between dyeing our hair, pollutants, you know, the chemicals we put onto our skin, everything. So you will see right here, we always do the basics. Of course, if you are vegetarian or vegan, you can take them out. But we try to do like really, you know, simple. And of course, I do the chicken bone broth just because both of those are really replenishing in the spring. They're really replenishing at any time. But you will see these are the foods that you add back in. You're adding in almonds. So you're adding in nuts first. Then you're adding in grains. Then you're adding in eggs. And then you're finishing with wheat. Really delicious. So you'll just see some examples of just how simple our recipes are. I have a rule. I love 101 cookbooks, but that was years ago. The only thing that was around when I first became a coach. Then Alana's Pantry came out, and I was so always inspired by her, because she would have like 5 ingredients. And I always thought, okay, that is doable, right? That's totally doable. So you will see we put dairy-free milks in here. We put cultured foods. I mean, this is just, I think they're very simple, you know, and we do our suggested meals between kind of breakfast smoothies, stuff like that, protein balls, Everything is right there. So the recipe's in there, except when you get to that adding back in part, which is what you just saw, are the only ones that you're going to see. And then as far as the proteins, I'm sorry, that is exactly what you asked. I just was looking. As far as the proteins, for most people, we do have them add in because we have a lot of people who are, you know, grain-free and they want to make it bean-free. So we try to say, add your protein of choice, add your protein of choice. And I think people are very intuitive and smart. Some people, of course, get, you know, a little overwhelmed, but we try to make it simple so that, you know, everyone, just bear with me as I roll it down here for a second, faster. So it's taking forever. So I can just show you. So if somebody wants to like add their protein of choice, when I ran this, I would always say to people, you know, look, plan your proteins, pre-cook your proteins, make it simple. And I know it sounds ridiculous that we adding how to make a baked potato, but people get really overwhelmed. So here we do a lot with like avocado, we do a lot with pumpkin seeds. And then we always say, just, you know, add, whenever I would coach it, I would say, you know, add your protein of choice. And that allows them, no matter what it is, because we serve all. Like I try to be really mindful of vegans, vegetarian, omnivore, so that it doesn't require tons of editing for you guys. You know, you have the belief of Anne-Louise Diddleman, who is a good friend of mine, that you don't need to detox on being vegetarian. Then, of course, you have like Paul Pitchford, who says the only beans that you should really detox with are mung and lentil, because they're really easy to digest. I think he has one more. Then you have like Linda Page. You have so many different, you know, beliefs. Then let's even just look at the ketogenic program, so you can, you know, just kind of take a look at, and again, there are sneak peeks on yourhealthcoachbiz.com. Like there's sneak peeks everywhere. Yeah. So the ketogenic program, just so you see, because I think this is like really important, is that it does actually have the net carbs. I mean, it has everything in there. And I did work with an amazing ketogenic coach. So value her work and working with her, so that you see like the net carbs, the fat, the protein. And the entire week was strategically put together based on that being a ketogenic diet. So if anyone's concerned, if anyone's wondering, like, is this going to be a ketogenic day? The answer is yes. The shopping lists are in there, the suggested meals, and this is a 30-day program. So if you felt that, you know, you wanted to phase somebody into the ketogenic, you could start them on the detox. Or you could start them on the paleo program. Somebody saying, what is the difference between the basic and rockstar? You will actually see on the sneak peek is what we call the business builder folder. I don't know who, unless, and I'll just say this because I just say things. I don't know who would buy basic, because basic is just the program, which is fine. But how many of you have put a PowerPoint together? Just like, you know, how many of you? Raise your hand, because I have. Did it take you like 2 to 3 hours? Because if you really put a PowerPoint together and you look for the pictures, you put the information, you do everything. Well, not only do we do that, but we do the script. We do a handout, because when I have done presentations, and I still teach this, the interaction that you have with people, or if you say, hey, you know, come to this live event or come to this free. come to this page. Giving a handout and being able to have people interact is so vital, because if not, and I've taught so many times, people are like this. So I really encourage you to look at Rockstar, because the value of Rockstar, which is why whenever someone buys basic, because maybe they don't know us, they're like, oh, are they really, like this? They upgrade, because it has the PowerPoints. It has the opt-in freebies. It has the social media. It has, and even just one opt-in freebie, please, go ask around. One opt-in freebie on average with a cover costs $250 to get designed. I mean, I'm very lucky that we've worked hard over the years to cultivate such an amazing team that does this stuff really well. But the whole idea is that you have all this content, so you're not sitting there going, what do I put in buffer? What do I give as a gift? How do I get people to open my newsletters? There's blogs in there. So you will see how amazing these recipes are. We have pictures even with them. So I'll even just show you the pictures. And this is what our business folders look like. So when you were saying, what is a rock star? Our larger programs, or some of the programs like this, I call them just all-inclusive. Some we break down to basic and rock star because, maybe some people want to buy that, but we do the pre-marketing emails. A copywriter on average, a writer, I would say, is 35 to 50. A copywriter usually is about 100 to 115 emails. So we do 6 marketing emails, support emails. Here are the photos, which are unbelievable. I mean, these are the actual recipes. And so in Rockstar, for the detox, this is what you get. In the 21-day, you get, yes, keto does have some dairy, but it's not heavy dairy, John, because I'm not a heavy dairy person. But there's a little feta cheese and stuff like that. Total carbs per net carbs on keto come to 25. Then you have the PowerPoints, and I just want to show you, this is what our PowerPoint system, when I say a system, you have a flyer, script, images, PowerPoint, handout. So it's worth it for so many people, because when you think of 20 blogs, how long would that take you to write? All of the different things. So, and again, that's just the keto. We do a kickoff and a wrap up. You have a pricing guide. You have a social media. That's keto, just alone. Then even we can go, 21 day, and I'm just showing you a new, some of the new, you have the photos here. This is from the 21-day program. And this is marketing, guys. When I talk about pre-marketing, this is your pre-marketing. Look how great those look. So when you think about wow, would somebody want to join a program? Of course they would want to join a program, because look how fabulous this looks. It's simple. It's clean food. And when you're talking about what does clean food really mean? And also we give you a sales page. So that is plug and play, or we do have done for you sales pages. So please, let me know. Same thing. Recipe. This is a 21-day program. You have the program material. You can go through, you can edit it. And also on the sales page, it does tell you, if it's, all our programs are gluten-free, unless we're adding back in, a little food on a detox. But these are how our table of contents. What is clean eating? Understanding why processed foods, eating nutrient-dense foods, the schedule, getting off the junk, movement and goal setting. I'm a huge person on goal setting, because we can give our client, how many of us have, seen people just give me the plan, just give me the plan. Doesn't work. you know, like they need to be goal setting. No, clean eating is not based on elimination diet. It is the no detox, the no diet. This is about just really like, you know, how to get into your goal setting, how to be in movement, eating healthy fats for hormone health, good gut health, making healthy eating easy by batch cooking, living a toxin-free life. I mean, it's just a lot of people said, do you have a clean eating program? And so we really, the detox is based on the elimination diet. But again, a true elimination diet would be much longer than that. So if you want to extend it, which a lot of coaches do, I highly encourage you to do that. And it's not difficult to extend it. Somebody asked about the thyroid, and I just want to show the thyroid, and I also want to show the essential oil, and then I'll come back to some questions. So here is the thyroid recovery program. You will see the guides are just like in sugar, they're in different weeks. And you will see the different topics that we cover. This is a grain-free program. Isabella went, so many of the pioneers when it comes to grain-free, you know, in hormone health. Sorry, just my, okay. So you'll see the massive extent, and this is what adrenals like. Introduction to thyroid recovery, what you need to do your day in your life, daytime and nighttime rituals, because I think when you're in restoration, when you're in restoration of thyroid and adrenals, it's so important on that schedule that you really create for your body, for your mind. Learning about the thyroid grains, metabolic processes, hypothyroidism, what is cortisol, causes of hypothyroidism, thyroiditis, pituitary gland dysfunction, how to treat hypothyroidism, pay attention to your diet, be mineral rich, natural supplementation, causes, Graves, nodular thyroid, too much iodine. That was a problem somebody gave me, and it shot me into a myriad of health issues. And then important tests. And why did we put these in here? Because how many of you didn't know the test to ask? I didn't. And every time I was given a test, I felt so disempowered. How many of you? It's just like our clients. We feel so disempowered that we don't know what to do. So we talk about probiotics and the mindset work, the thyroid, the throat chakra. So that's why we talked about essential oils for balancing. So this, in my opinion, and I feel this for any, is, can be a really top-notch program, and you could even bend it to really include hormones as well, or combine the adrenal and this and the mindset. Then it really talks about the toxins that damage, a lot on education. We all hear about the MTHFR gene. That's, of course, one of the many. I have that and A1298C and a myriad of other ones, but we hear about that. And why is this an important topic? And medical dangers. So that's thyroid. And then I just want to show you, the essential oil. And the essential oil course, that is not specific, but the essential oil detox, you have your business folder, you have your client folder. You have your guide, and the guide is really extensive. I mean, there's 66 pages in here. So if you are sitting there and going, wow, what can I want to do something different. I want to be different than the coach out there. And I want to really, go into my downline of those who have not bought. We also have a manual on different ways that you can launch this. So there are so many great, amazing programs. Let me just stop sharing for a minute and get to some questions, because I know we have a bunch. Okay, we're done with that. We're done with that. Okay, Monica's saying that who collaborates with Busy, we're done with that. Okay, it was someone saying, I was looking at your website and wondering, do you have permission to say based on teachings from the people that you have on your website? I'm wondering if you're signing a program based on the teachings. I did ask, I've asked like the people that I put on there. I don't say, I don't feel, or at least I don't believe in saying that the program that is their program per se. But there was one person that I had on there that they just said, you know, can I please be taken off? So I think for me, just like when I talk and just like when I teach, I always say based on the teachings of these people, because that is how I didn't make this up. You know, this kind of stuff has been around for centuries, just like in the adrenal program. I quote Dr. Wilson, you know, and I use a lot of that. And I think on Twitter, we even were back and forth, and he was like, thank you. I use a lot of information from Ann Louise Gittleman, and I'll even quote different people in programs or reference them, because just like John Juilliard a lot, because I'm not going to say I made up the 1 minute meditation. So I say based on the teachings, just simply because after reading so many books, going to school, those are people that I honor. I mean, that's kind of how I looked at it. If you feel like somebody's saying, I feel like videos getting flooded, how do you stand out? It's funny, I actually feel like your videos, Connie, do stand out because you put so much of your personality into them. Naomi's saying, what's the difference between Revitalize and 21-day reset? So Revitalize is, I would say, even though it's day by day, reset, 21-day reset is, I would say that's really just habits. I wouldn't say that it doesn't focus on movement or water or different stuff like that, but Revitalize definitely has more about like those different aspects totally on those ebooks. And when I thought about creating Revitalize, it was because I had so many clients, and I thought, okay, I have all these busy clients. If I could take one program and create it over like a 30-day period and taught them about each part, like committing to yourself, like really your goals, putting yourself first, the food, the movement, which was really, in my opinion, what I came out of IN, which is the Institute for Integrated Nutrition. I felt like I came out of there and I was like, whoa, I don't know if I'd sign up for a 6-month program. So what could I give to my clients that would teach them the 4 pillars? Like the 4 pillars of what I felt were really about health. Like, you know, really deciding what was important to you and committing to your health. I then added the 2-week weight loss because I was working at a gym. I also had so many coaches saying to me, my clients aren't losing weight. And I said, this was not a weight loss program. So I added that 2-week weight loss just as a jump start. Per the work of Mark Hyman, who he talks so much about insulin resistance. And then we're even going back to the sugar program and ketogenic. So many people have a myriad of health issues because they can't break down even those healthy sugars in the low glycemic grains or the low glycemic fruit. So that was why I created that. The 21-day, I think, is more of a mindset program, but it still has those different principles of, I want you to do this. I want you to, to change your life in these ways. And so, Naomi, if you have any questions, we can either set up a call where we go over those 2. We can set it up, for tomorrow morning, or, feel free to reach out to me even on the sales page or via my email. Did a sneak peek. What's the difference between the adrenal and the thyroid? Let me just see. Hold on. If I have any, and then we can go back to the adrenal. Okay, let me just see if I have And then I'm going to show the adrenal. Oh, come listen. I love your junk food programs. Is the 3-month mindset just a longer version? No. There's not a crossover in that. I can show them. I really try, like, when we write a program, to make the focus, like the adrenal, that the focus is of the adrenal. And I don't pull content from other programs when we're writing a new program, because 1, nobody would ever come back. 2, your clients would be like pretty upset. I mean, like I said, there's only so many ways that I can say, here are cultured vegetables and kombucha and Kavita and Inareco and, coconut milk kefir. And there's only so much that I can say of that and talk about the gut. But when it comes to the programs, we really create new content. And that is why it takes so long. That's why the moment that I take a breather, we do start writing, and it takes us that entire season. Can you attach a 28-day grain-free program to revitalize? And let me go through the programs right after this. I think you can attach anything. I think the tough thing for coaches sometimes is to see that long vision. So if you wanted to do revitalize because it really called to you, and then you wanted to attach paleo, I had tons of clients who made paleo for a week, because you have enough recipes. You just have to do 2 more weeks of suggested meals. And if you didn't want to do a shopping list, which takes about 2 hours for 2 hours sometimes for a 1 week, sometimes 3 hours for a 2 week, you can just do a pantry list. I don't know many people who go for the whole week and do their shopping. I think most people go for about 3 or 4 days. So that can definitely be extended. Any of the programs can be extended to be longer programs. Someone's asking, is the thyroid geared to recovering cancer patients? So one, and this isn't just because I'm online saying this, I don't ever make claims when it comes to anything. I have a lot of friends who have cancer. I've had a lot of friends who do different approaches. Some believe that you need to be raw, you need to be alkalizing. What I have found for myself, and I've never gone through cancer, is that if somebody's gone through radiation or they've gone, that the rebuilding of the thyroid is so essential. So when I think more about disease, let's not even say the C word, let's just say disease. And when even I talk at Hippocrates a lot about this, or the detox schools that I've gone to, that is like toxic overload. Toxic overload has then put, strain on whether it's the detox pathways. So it's not just the liver. It's the liver then putting stress on the pancreas, stress on the kidneys. There's not filtration. The lymphatic system gets really dirty. And that's why with women, with a lot of the lymphatic system, you see, breast cancer, you see lymphoma. And so when I look at detoxification of the body, I think about starting with a detox. That just has to be number one. There needs to be movement. There needs to be teaching somebody how to move the lymphatic system on their own. And not everyone can afford a lymphatic massage, or can afford an acupuncturist, or can afford all of these different things. But I would start there. Then I would start with, either going raw or grain-free, depending on what kind of constitution that person has. And again, if this needs to be a private talk, feel free to reach out to me and we can figure out what are the best programs, because some of you do specialize in very specific niches with people. So I'm more than happy to break that down. Saying, don't try to beat a dead horse. But how is the 3-month? Yes, I was going to just get there. So I'm sorry if there was a delay, and I don't want to keep anyone on any longer than needed. So just give me a second and we'll go right over. Thank you for being patient for everyone. Okay, so, and please keep in mind, I do often, it's not that I don't know every program because I write them, but when we just come out of one launch, sometimes my head is not completely fresh. So here's reset. One is that this is a vegan program. You also have 4 weekly ebooks. The different ebooks are based on the theme of that ebook. There is also homework. There's also a 21-day calendar for success, because I do believe that habit changing has to also come when we schedule that. So week 1 is all about mindful cleansing. And I'll just show you the content. So this is very typical of the kind of, I don't want to say the verbiage, but how we talk. I like to have programs that feel like somebody's talking to you. That even if somebody was doing this on their own, by themselves, in between seeing you for 2 weeks, that they could do this, or they could even do it as a do-it-yourself. This is about wholesome body. This is about taking them through what they need for their wholesome body. Hydration, sleep, and they have little homework. Movement, eliminating junk. So again, you know, some people like a more, hardy isn't the word, but 21 Day I feel like is very focused on individual aspects of like changing somebody's habits in a 21-day period to get them there. Soul nourishment. So I would say this is a mini version. Whereas when you get into mindset makeover, that is a girth of a huge program. And let me just show you. There it is. So in this program, you're going to have your session guides, and you have them session 1 through 6. And down your life, assessing how you feel, map out and manifest your goals, make a plan, practice the power of positive thinking, transform negative thinking. So as you can see, it's all different content. Like when somebody says, is there a crossover? You know, am I getting the same program? The answer is, no. If you wanted to extend it, some people have turned this into their 6-month program. Some people have turned this into a 6-month mastermind, and at the end did a face-to-face retreat. Understand food is fuel. Incorporating balanced eating, protein, veggies, healthy fats. Use your stools to track your health. Eating with intention. Determine if gluten is right for you. So to answer your question, 21 Day, I don't think goes into some of the details about more of the body as Mindset Makeover does. Sugar addiction, learn how to make healthy eating, and it just goes, this was a huge program that we wrote. A lot. But it's worth it, because once it's done, tap into the stream of healing energy. Know that you are your own best mother. Do something pleasurable, breathe deeply. So it's giving them the steps. So you're taking them, you know, and again, like this can be different for each one of you. So I think that when you look at, you know, mindset makeover, and then it keeps going in each of the different content that it has on the different ebooks. Claim your happiness, get rid of stress, practice divine self-care, eliminate toxic people. And then session 5, reduce exposure, kick back habits, improve your relationship with food. And again, that's 15 pages. So it's not like it's just, hey, do this. It's really like, even for this, if I was coaching, I would spend time, or if I was teaching, I'd spend time even just on these questions. You know, what does this feel? What is this, you know, how is this affecting you in your life? What do you desire for something to actually be different? What are you willing to do? You know, here we are almost at the close of working together. And how have you made over your mindset? And this is really about the last, is kind of like the body part, because I do feel like there needed to be some both. So I hope that answers your question. If you have any questions, though, you know, feel free to reach out to me. And what we do is we get on a Zoom call and we do strategize what are the different programs that need to be there for you. And Catherine, don't ever feel like you're beating a dead horse. This is an investment. It's your business. And I hope people beat the dead horse because, like I said, it's something that's valuable to you. Mindset Makeover group, one-on-one, online, mastermind retreat. Self-paced, I feel like self-paced programs are easy to do when they're gateway. I think self-paced, when you get past like 21 or 30 days, what I would do if I did this as a self-paced is I would include a session a month. So you're kind of doing it self-paced, or I would do a 3-tier, a 2 or a 3-tier, where you have like, here, do this self-paced, be part of my group, hint, hint, have calls. So they're doing it self-paced. You have 2 calls a month. It's kind of like your coaching guys, or in my membership guys, we talk about this, taking a program like this, giving them, having 2 calls, taking them through, and then at the end, if they wanted to actually do like a day retreat, or that you're upselling them. For some of you, you do oils. For some of you, you're upselling them to one-on-one sessions. For some of you, you do other MLM stuff. So again, always thinking about like, how can you use this? And also to really map this out on your work with me, to show somebody that what value you're really going to get, what they are going to get with you. Charlie saying, I'm doing a huge stress management program for one of my corporate clients and wonder, are your programs easily translatable to men? The ones that I used with guys, my favorites were the Paleo program and Revitalize. I'm not saying guys don't have feelings, because they do. I just think men typically are wired a little different, they're wired differently than women. They're more linear. So the programs that I use with guys, adrenal, because I think a lot of men suffer from adrenal fatigue. They're working, they're stressed. And the adrenal focuses on mindset. I would say Revitalize is a really great mindset. And you could also do the original 2-week as a little like shred and get yourself going in the gym. So that would be my suggestion. I also think the 21-day clean eating is a really it's about getting clean, clean in your thoughts, clean in your mind, clean in your body. But that is also what I love about the paleo program. Like, paleo is about going primal. So if you're thinking about like, how do I, okay, Stephanie, go off to bed. we'll chat tomorrow, love. I think we missed our time today, so just I will email you. When you think about going primal is about stepping away. Like, it's like the digital detox. It's like stepping away, even when we can't fully step away. So I think that would be a great one, Revitalize or Paleo. For guys, you know, I think that is, and then Wendy's saying, and then we're gonna end this so I can send off the replay to you guys. And if you have any questions, like, please reach out to me. It's, you know, anyone who knows me and anyone who has taken advantage of my phone, because I actually will give you my phone number in the replay. Please use it. Please text me. My family knows, trust me. They get a lot of love. I work from home. My family knows at this time that, you know, mommy is, you know, working, and my little bubbles, my babies come in, and they're not babies anymore, but it's okay. Do not call me. Like, seriously. Would keto be thyroid friendly? Yes, 100%. I love keto. I really do. Even if you just get it for yourself, it's a game changer. I really do believe it. Could you please show the essential oil detox? I did show the essential oil detox. I will show the adrenal program in the replay. I think I showed the essential oil detox, but if not, I can go do that right now. And then we will call it a night. And I thank all of you guys. I really, really do. I adore all of you, and I really want you to think about your purpose here, your hero journey. You know, what you feel the world needs to hear from you, and why. Okay, so this is the detox. You can see we made this all in one. I feel like, you know, when you're going through the cleanse and restore kit, you have enough supplements and trying to figure out, like, just wanted to have everything in one place. So you will see all the amazing recipes. It's like, it's crazy town, how much recipes is in there. So you will see that we put a lot of, you know, referring back to Dr. Hill, you know, share your aha moments, the right program, and so just informing people what detox is about, giving them a little, like, this is what you need to do. I mean, and so then this is based on what doTERRA exactly says. So they have this, they then have, and then they actually, and we put the links on the resource page exactly from doTERRA. So again, biggest thing is for me to know that you're protected, compliance, and everything. So then they're educated, and then you can educate your client, like, why are they doing this? You know, why is this part of the 30-day? And maybe, you know, take it a step further where you do some extra calls on that, or you do your own little videos and add that, because I think that's a really unique thing. Oh, Susan, I know, I'm so excited. Hey, Heather. Sorry, guys. I love so many of you guys, so when I see your names, I just jump out. Then we also have some really cool handouts, balancing the chakras with oils, setting intentions, sleep and quieting the mind. You know, right before I put all my oils on, because I just do not leave home without them. But then you have a really hefty business folder, and that's what I mean. Like, I really encourage you to look on the sales page, because there is just so much unbelievable stuff in these programs. Like, we really, as a team, thought, like, what would we need? I don't know anywhere except for a few online applications that you can get. but they're not even compliant. I've actually talked to doTERRA. I love them, but we have to be careful. You know, we have to be careful in the world of compliance because we love our oils. So we just made like really beautiful images, and it's just really cute. And then also, you know, the opt-in freebies, and I also did give you, I found an attribution-free picture for this program. So I gave you the picture, totally without. So if you need to change it, we also have pre-marketing emails. My copywriter was like, you know, what am I writing? I don't even use oils, but we worked through it. And so, yes, I'm drawing. Oh my God. Yes. Tina's saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was getting, so bear with me, and we're going to just do the adrenal, and then we're going to get out of here. And I even have that little thing next to me with a stopwatch. Okay. We're going to look at the adrenal, and then we are going to call for the winner of the Rockstar program. Where is my adrenal? Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. So here you have an omnivore. So you have your week 1 guide, understanding adrenal fatigue. Again, this takes you through like, why do we get, how to evaluate common symptoms, toxins, your adrenal program, foods to avoid, foods to eat, how much time does it take to recover, results you can expect, and the inner work. And so those are actually 2-week guides. Oops. There we go. Sorry, Dropbox gets a little, I'm overusing it tonight. Exercise and adrenal fatigue, because that's when I worked with a lot of athletes, this was a huge area that we worked with in conjunction with their doctor, or I always worked with an acupuncturist with them. Then we talk about, you know, the gut, what can destroy like our gut health, because that's so related to the adrenal issues. And then a lot about, this was my journey, like the heavy metal and supporting your body through detoxification, adrenal health and sex drive, supplements, how to detox your liver with milk thistle, how to find peace while battling adrenal fatigue. And so for me, this was a huge, and there's also a workbook here. Most of these programs, it's not just my personal experience. We do a lot of research, but it was really like everything that I wish somebody would have had in one little tiny book instead of needing to read like 80, which I still think they're important to read. But so that is that. Monica's actually saying, you know, I'm a Young Living distributor. Monica, if you want to reach out to me, because I don't want you to buy something and not be happy. There is a lot of information in there. But yes, you could chop it. You could put it and relate it to Young Living. I don't see why not. Because trust me, I've had so many different people who have chopped programs, turned them in, everything. Okay. So we are going to do this. I'm literally going to close my eyes, and then I'm going to just tap onto one person. Okay, so her name is Risky Ruby. So please, if you can, shoot me just a message. That would be great, because you have won the Rockstar Detox for the spring. So thank you so much for staying on and just being on this entire time. I'm also, and I just want to let you guys know, because I'm super freaking pumped. Next week, I'm doing a 3-webinar series on how to launch. Literally, like the launch plan I use for a client's 5-figure launch. So like, If your head is going like this, and it's spinning and you feel like you want to cry, don't, because we're literally going to plan out the launch. I'm just going to have to re-ski baby. I just want to write. Don't feel like you're going to puke. We're going to be going over this. Okay. So just take a really deep breath. I want to just honor all of you and say thank you so much for being here tonight. It's an honor to help you build your business and not feel stressed. None of you, and I say this all the time, and we'll close with this, is none of you are lacking smarts. You are lacking time. That's really it. If we all had time, we would all create our own programs. I mean, that's the bottom line. So it's just time. If you need to connect with me, please go on to www.yourhealthcoachbiz.com. Put your name into the comment. It says the question box at the bottom. We will get on a Zoom call tomorrow. We'll figure out exactly what you need. If you need a VIP special product, if you need anything, we are here for you. Anybody who has worked with me knows I will make myself available. If it's the business mastermind you're interested in, please ask about that. We're just super pumped to help you and super pumped for spring, which to me is like the second New Year's. So all my love to all of you. Thank you so much. And again, it's just been a pure honor. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.